Unlocking the laws of prosperity. What if I told you that money isn't earned? It's commanded. That wealth isn't the result of struggle or chance, but of alignment. A vibration you can summon with your thoughts, words, and faith. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "Your word is your wand." And tonight we're learning how to use that wand, not with force, but with faith. Because the power to multiply money doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within. The universe doesn't respond to effort, it responds to energy. And when you speak the language of abundance, creation listens. You've been told that hard work brings money, that grinding, pushing, and hustling are the only ways to get ahead. But Florence taught something deeper, something divine. She said that prosperity is not earned by sweat but commanded by consciousness. Every time you affirm abundance with belief, you give a command to the universe, and the universe always says yes. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine. Your bills are paid, your business is thriving, peace fills your home. This isn't a dream, it's alignment. You are surrounded by infinite supply, waiting for your permission to flow. But here's the truth. Most people never give that permission. They speak words of lack. I can't afford it. Money is tight. Life is hard. And the universe, like a perfect mirror, reflects those words right back. The law of prosperity begins not in your bank account, but in your belief system. The moment you change your inner dialogue, your outer world begins to shift. Florence said, "There is a supply for every demand." You don't chase wealth, you tune into it. When you speak, you activate divine laws that never sleep. Laws that respond instantly to faith, gratitude, and clarity. So tonight, I invite you to shift from scarcity to sufficiency, from fear to faith. The law of prosperity isn't a secret. It's an agreement between you and divine intelligence. It says, "As I believe, so shall it be." When you align with that truth, money becomes your ally, not your master. Take a deep breath. Exhale every limitation you've ever accepted. You were not born to chase. You were born to command. You are not a beggar in the universe. You are a creator. Every word you speak is a decree. Every thought is a signal. Every emotion is a magnet. Now imagine your financial life as a garden. Every word you speak about money is a seed. Fear plants weeds. Faith plants flowers. When you say, "Money comes easily," you water the soil of prosperity. When you say, "I never have enough," you choke the growth with doubt. But the soil never judges, it only grows what you plant. And here's your truth. You are a divine gardener. You can uproot old beliefs, plant new ones, and command abundance to bloom. Repeat after me, not as empty words, but as spiritual commands. I am one with infinite supply. Money flows to me constantly, effortlessly, and abundantly. Everything I touch multiplies in divine right order. I command my money to serve me with joy. Feel those words, not in your mind, but in your chest, your spirit. This is not wishful thinking. It's energetic reprogramming. Florence said, "Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving." So see it now. Wealth flowing, opportunities appearing, blessings multiplying. Your prosperity doesn't begin when money arrives. It begins when faith replaces fear. It begins the moment you stop saying, "How?" and start saying, "I know." Because faith is the language of creation, and wealth is fluent in faith. You are aligning with a divine rhythm, a rhythm that never runs out, never stops, and never says no. The only limits that exist are the ones you speak. So from this moment forward, speak only abundance. Speak only increase. Speak only truth, because your word is your wand. And when you command with faith, your money must multiply forever. The power of words, speaking abundance into existence. Your words are not ordinary. They are commands written in invisible ink upon the universe. When you speak, reality listens. When you declare, energy obeys. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Your word is your wand." And that wasn't poetry, it was law. You see, most people talk about money as if it's an unpredictable stranger. They say, "I never have enough," or "I can't afford that." But those words are not harmless. They are seeds, and every seed grows. So, the question is not whether your words are working. The question is, what are they creating for you? Because whether you whisper lack or declare abundance, the universe takes your words as an order. Let's uncover the divine principle behind this truth. Every word you speak carries a vibration, a frequency that instructs energy on what to become. When you say, "I am rich in opportunities," you are programming your field for wealth. When you say, "I never catch a break," you're giving your energy the blueprint for struggle. Florence understood that your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It does not filter, argue, or question. It simply grows what you plant. That's why she taught her students to guard their words carefully, because what you repeatedly affirm becomes your reality. Think about it. Every word you say about money is either a command for increase or a command for delay. If you constantly affirm lack, you train your subconscious to expect it. But if you speak words of faith, "Money flows to me freely. Every day I grow richer in all ways," you activate a spiritual law that begins rearranging your reality in your favor. So here's a question for you. Are your words lifting you toward wealth or anchoring you in worry? Because your speech is the script the universe follows. The transformation begins when you decide to speak abundance, even when your bank account hasn't caught up yet. This is not denial. It's divine declaration. You are not lying about your circumstances. You are commanding new ones. Imagine a king giving an order. He doesn't question whether his word will be obeyed. He knows it will. That's the energy Florence wants you to embody. You don't plead with money. You don't beg the universe. You command with certainty. When you say, "I am open to receive all the wealth life offers," you are not describing your reality. You're defining it. The power of your word doesn't come from logic. It comes from belief. Remember, your subconscious does not respond to what is true. It responds to what is declared with conviction. If you say, "I am wealthy," and believe it even slightly, that belief grows like a spark into a flame. Every time you speak abundance with faith, you carve new pathways in your mind. Pathways that magnetize prosperity instead of resisting it. And soon, what began as an affirmation becomes evidence. Let's reprogram your reality right now. Repeat these Florence-inspired affirmations with presence, emotion, and power. My words create miracles in my finances. Every time I speak, I summon abundance. Money obeys my words because I speak with divine authority. I am one with the rhythm of infinite supply. I speak only increase, wealth, and expansion. Feel the vibration of these words. Don't rush them. Let them echo in your chest. You are not repeating phrases. You are recoding your subconscious mind. When Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Man's word is his wand filled with magic and power," she meant that everything begins with speech. Money doesn't come because you want it, it comes because you commanded it. So the next time you're tempted to say, "I can't afford it," pause and replace it with, "Money always finds me." When you feel fear rise, say instead, "I am divinely supported." The shift happens the moment you start using your words intentionally, because the universe only echoes what you announce. Your prosperity is a conversation, and today you're learning the language of wealth. Your words are sacred currency. Every sentence you speak about money is a transaction with the universe. So from this moment forward, speak only of increase, never of lack. Because when you speak abundance with unwavering faith, heaven and earth move to fulfill it. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Change your words, and you change your world. And now you know why. You hold the power to speak gold into your life, to command your money to multiply forever." Aligning with universal supply. What if I told you that money isn't something you earn? It's something you align with, that the flow of wealth is not created, but tuned into, like a radio frequency that's always broadcasting abundance? Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Nothing stands between man and his highest ideals but doubt and fear." And she was right. The supply has never stopped flowing, only our belief in it has. The universe is an ocean of prosperity, overflowing with opportunities, ideas, and divine timing. If you're not experiencing wealth right now, it's not because the supply ran dry. It's because your receiver is out of tune. And tonight, we're going to fix that frequency. Imagine the universe as a river of pure gold flowing endlessly. Every person on earth has access to that river. But most people are standing on the shore, doubting whether they deserve to step in. The river never stops flowing, but your fear, worry, or disbelief can block your cup from being filled. Florence taught that alignment means trusting divine supply. It knows that the source, whether you call it God, spirit, or infinite mind, never runs out. It multiplies everything it touches. She wrote, "Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving." So, if you can't see yourself wealthy, you'll unconsciously reject the opportunities that would make you so. That's why your inner vision matters more than your outer effort. The truth is, your job, your clients, your business, they are not your source. They are only channels of supply. The real source is unseen, limitless, eternal. When one channel closes, infinite others open. You are never limited by circumstances, only by perception. And when you shift from fear to faith, the universe reorganizes itself around your new vibration. You stop chasing and start magnetizing. You become a beacon for divine ideas, perfect timing, and financial flow. So how do you align with universal supply? It starts by feeling abundant before you see it. Florence said, "Gratitude is the law of increase, and complaint is the law of decrease." That means every time you bless what you already have, you multiply it. But every time you complain, you tell the universe, "I don't trust you." Try this right now. Think of one small blessing you received today. A kind word, a meal, a moment of peace. Whisper, "Thank you for this proof of supply." That small gratitude shifts your frequency from lack to abundance instantly. Next, bless your money, every dollar, every transaction. When you pay a bill, say, "I bless this payment and know it returns multiplied." When you receive money, say, "I welcome this flow with joy and expectation." You see, alignment is not just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. It's how you speak, think, and feel about money every single day. If you treat money with love, it loves you back. If you treat it with fear, it hides. Remember this powerful truth. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe you already have. So stop waiting for the evidence. Create it with your faith. The moment you act as if abundance is already yours, the universe rushes to make it true. Now let's speak directly to the flow of universal supply. Repeat these affirmations aloud, not just as words, but as energetic commands. I am tuned to the frequency of infinite abundance. Money flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. I trust divine timing and divine supply. I am one with the source of all prosperity. The universe is my bank, and its balance is infinite. Feel how your body reacts as you say these truths. That tingling, that warmth, that's alignment happening in real time. You are no longer begging for money, you are magnetizing it. You are no longer chasing opportunities, they are finding you. Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, "No man gives to himself but himself, and no man takes away from himself but himself. This means the power was never outside you. You are the cause. Money is the effect. You are the transmitter and receiver of wealth. And the clearer your signal, the faster abundance flows into your life. You are now in tune with universal supply. You've moved from scarcity to certainty, from struggle to flow. Florence's wisdom echoes across time. God's delays are not denials. Your wealth is not waiting to appear. It's waiting for your permission. So tonight, give it that permission. Stand tall and declare, I am one with divine supply. Money flows to me endlessly and effortlessly. And so it is. Crescent moon sparkles. Faith over fear, cultivating wealth consciousness. Every person who has ever created true wealth, lasting, peaceful, soul-aligned wealth, had one thing in common. Faith. Not just belief, not hope, but knowing. Florence Scovel Shinn said, faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly. That one sentence carries the secret to all manifestation. You see, fear shrinks your world. Faith expands it. Fear says, what if I fail? Faith answers, what if I fly? Right now, your life reflects what you've been believing, not what you've been wishing. But tonight, that changes. Because when faith becomes your dominant vibration, money, opportunities, and miracles can't help but appear. It's not magic. It's divine law. Florence taught that faith is the golden key to every vault in the universe. It's the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the spiritual and the material. She wrote, man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. Faith is that inner seeing, its spiritual eyesight. It's looking beyond appearances and declaring, even though I can't see it yet, I know it's already mine. Most people let fear dictate their finances. They look at their bills and say, how will I ever pay this? But the one who understands divine law looks at the same bill and says, this is already paid through divine supply. That's not denial, that's mastery. Faith doesn't wait for proof. It creates proof. It doesn't beg for miracles. It commands them. You've been trained to trust logic, to believe what you see. But wealth consciousness asks you to believe before you see. Because creation happens in the invisible first. Everything from a skyscraper to a song existed first as an idea. And money is no different. It begins in the unseen, in your vibration, your expectation, your inner word. Faith is not passive. It's active energy. It's confidence in divine order, even when the evidence hasn't yet arrived. And when you hold that vibration long enough, the universe rushes to confirm it. So how do you move from fear to faith, from financial anxiety to wealth consciousness? Step 1. Stop rehearsing worst-case scenarios. Every time you worry, you are mentally affirming a reality you don't want. Fear is faith in the wrong direction. It's believing more in the problem than in the power that solves it. Florence said, fear is inverted faith. It is faith in evil instead of good. So reverse it. Instead of thinking, what if I lose money? Say, what if I gain tenfold? Instead of, what if the opportunity doesn't come? Say, what if it's already on its way? Step 2. Act as if you already have it. Buy yourself that small token that symbolizes your abundance. Walk with the posture of someone who knows they are provided for. Faith isn't waiting. It's walking forward before the bridge appears. Step 3. Refuse to feed fear with words. When worry whispers, what if it doesn't work? Answer, it already has. Faith is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And every time you choose faith over fear, you raise your vibration higher. That higher vibration is wealth consciousness, the feeling of being safe, supported, and abundant regardless of circumstances. It's the knowing that your source never runs dry, that even when the world says impossible, Divine law says already done. Let's reprogram your mind right now with Florence-inspired affirmations. Speak them aloud with conviction and emotion. I live in faith, not fear. Divine supply meets every need in perfect timing. I am guided by infinite intelligence in all financial matters. Money is my servant, not my master. I walk in certainty that my wealth multiplies daily. Breathe deeply and let these words settle into your subconscious. They are not just affirmations, they are new instructions to the universe. Florence said, "The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astonishing accuracy. When you project faith, abundance returns. When you project fear, obstacles appear. So choose faith. Choose confidence. Choose the energy that says, I am already rich, already free, already aligned. Because wealth is not something you wait for. It's something you tune into. You're not chasing money. You're commanding it through faith-filled consciousness. You are now walking in the vibration of faith, and that vibration is gold." Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You don't need to see your abundance to know it's real. You only need to believe it's already yours." So tonight, whisper this truth to yourself. I live in faith, not fear. My wealth is unfolding in divine perfection. And watch the miracles unfold. Crescent Moon Dizzy. The spiritual laws of money multiplication and mastering your financial destiny. What if I told you your money is alive? That every coin, every bill, every transaction carries your energy, and that energy determines whether it grows or disappears. Florence Scovel Shinn called it the law of circulation. She said, "Whatever man gives out, he must receive back." Money isn't something you hoard. It's something you flow. And when that flow is blessed, it multiplies. Every act of generosity, every bill paid with gratitude, every dollar blessed in love, sends out a signal to the universe that says, I trust abundance. And the universe always rewards trust. So tonight, we're not just attracting money, we're commanding it to multiply forever. Florence Scovel Shinn believed that money is God in action. It is not evil, not dirty, not unspiritual. It's divine energy taking form to serve the good of all. She wrote, "You can't outgive God," meaning, every time you release money with love, it returns multiplied. That's the first spiritual law, the law of circulation. When money is in motion, it expands. When it's held in fear, it contracts. So, if you've ever wondered why money feels scarce, check the emotion attached to it. Are you holding it tightly out of fear, or blessing it freely in faith? Money, like water, stagnates when trapped, and flows abundantly when trusted. The second law is the law of gratitude. Every time you give thanks for what you already have, you magnetize more. Florence taught that gratitude is the law of increase, and complaint is the law of decrease. Whatever you appreciate, appreciates. And the third law, the law of command. It declares that your words create your financial reality. When you speak lack, lack obeys. When you speak prosperity, wealth rushes to serve you. These laws are ancient, unbreakable, and universal. They don't care about your background, your circumstances, or your past. They respond only to vibration, to the frequency of your belief. Now let's apply these laws to your daily life. Start every morning by blessing your finances. Look at your wallet or bank account and say, I bless this money, and it multiplies for good. When you pay a bill, don't groan or resist. That energy blocks the flow. Instead, say, thank you, universe, for trusting me with this transaction. I know more is on its way. If someone prospers around you, celebrate it, because what you bless in others, you invite into yourself. Jealousy repels money. Joy attracts it. When you give even a small amount, affirm that it returns tenfold. When you receive, do it with grace and gratitude. This keeps you in rhythm with divine supply. Florence wrote, "Man must make the first move. When he sends out love, gratitude, and faith, the universe sends back abundance. You are not meant to scrape by or beg the universe for scraps. You are meant to live as a channel of wealth, to let money flow through you, not to you. Because when it flows through you, it multiplies beyond measure. And here's the secret. You don't command money from ego, you command it from alignment. You speak with authority because you know the divine source behind it. You're not saying, "Please let me have enough." You're saying, "I am one with infinite supply, and I command my wealth to expand now." It's time to activate your money command. Breathe deeply, close your eyes, and speak these affirmations with conviction. I am aligned with divine abundance. I bless every dollar that passes through my hands. I give with love and receive with ease. My wealth multiplies in perfect rhythm with the universe. I command my money to multiply forever, for the good of all. Feel the vibration of those words move through your chest, your mind, your aura. This is not just positive thinking, this is energetic programming. Your subconscious is receiving new orders right now, to expect wealth, to attract it, to multiply it. Florence said, "Man's word is his wand. When you speak, the universe listens. When you believe, the universe delivers. So speak only abundance. Command only prosperity. Because every word you utter becomes law in the unseen realm. The universe is not testing you, it's responding to you. And it always says, yes. You are now walking as a master of financial destiny. You've remembered that wealth is your birthright, not your burden." Florence Scovel Shinn said, "You are not limited by anything but your own imagination. So imagine freely, give joyfully, command boldly. You are divine supply in motion. And from this moment forward, your money listens, obeys, and multiplies." Say it one last time with power. I command my money to multiply forever. And so it is. Crescent Moon Dizzy.